So who is Cassie Chadwick?
I didn't want to take us out of the box.
It's good shape. We're gonna go through the watches. I suspect one of these watches is really expensive. She started to notice that she had a talent for lying, and she had a talent for scheming and fraud. Guys, we have a great pawn hub in store. Before we get into it, I want to thank our episode sponsor once again, One Chance 22 here on YouTube. I have personally known Chance for about 10 years. I worked on a film project with him back in 2013. He's a great guy. He makes content about drift racing. He's a professional drift racer. He also has one of the most interesting lives of people that I've met. His content is great, very high production stuff. He doesn't have a lot of subs here on YouTube, so please check out his content. There is a link in the video description for Chance's YouTube channel. So again, check out One Chance 22 here on YouTube, our great sponsor. And with that, let's get into a great video. These are the Cassie Chadwick, Lady Liberty Bullion Pawnman True Crime Series 3 pieces. I got 9 of them I just put up on the website. By the time you guys are seeing this, these might be sold out. There is going to be a total of 20, like I was saying earlier, and I'm keeping the first and the last, so 18 available to the public for sale. So get them now. I don't know who the next criminal is going to be yet, but I'm honing in on a few. So who is Cassie Chadwick? Why did I pick her? Well, I discovered her when I was in the hospital. I was in the hospital for a week. I'm not gonna get into why. You know, all I had to do was melt on painkillers that weren't doing much good because I was so much pain, and read books. And I got a book on famous female famous female criminals. They're mainly con artists. I read her story and I was like, wow, I gotta do her for this true crime thing because this is a fascinating story. I had never heard of her. Now, Cassie Chadwick was not her real name. In fact, she had a number of aliases that she was using throughout the years. She was born Elizabeth Bigley in Eastward, Ontario, Canada, 1857. She was the third daughter in a family of 2 boys and 6 girls, and at age 16, she ran away from home. Now, throughout her teenage years, she started to notice that she had a talent for lying, and she had a talent for scheming and fraud, and she would take advantage of people by using master manipulation skills, by using her words, by using her charisma, and her confidence to hone her skills as a confident woman. So back in the day, committing fraud used to be pretty easy. All you needed was a document that looked legit because they didn't have computers to check stuff. And if you knew how to make a document that looked legit and you could talk the talk, there was no walk. That was it. People just took you at the confidence of the note that you had in your hand. So what she would do, she would swindle people into getting promissory notes for money. She'd tell people that she had an inheritance coming and that she needed to borrow money, but she had money coming in, and people would just take her. She'd show them fake documents, fake inheritance slips. You know, she would just present these documents again and again with such confidence. It was easy for people to just say, well, you seem legit. The document looks legit. Yeah, I'll advance you on this inheritance from your long-lost uncle that you're getting of $10,000. How's $3,000? And she would make a lot of money doing this. One of her first run-ins with the law, she opened up a bank account with one of these fake inheritance slips, and she got caught. But somewhere around this time, and she's still in Canada at this point, before she got caught doing this, she realized that a con went a long way if people believed that you were backed by powerful people. If you said that you were in the influence or you were in the circle of rich people, that power was an extension onto you. And so you could use that to manipulate people. So in Toronto, she's telling people that she's the heiress of a wealthy shipping family. She's going by the name Elizabeth Cunning. And again, she's under the age of 20 at this point. She acquires $10,000 in goods and credit. She's got this complicated scheme of borrowing from Peter to pay Paul and continuing to just do this, and eventually the whole thing collapses and she gets burned. She was first arrested March 22nd in 1879. She had this whole acting crazy in court scheme that she did. It was a lot easier to get an insanity plea back then, and it worked. She was found not guilty. Now, along the way, not only is she honing her skills, lying, at forging documents, at forging checks, at check fraud, at all kinds of different levels of fraud, she also discovered she could chew men up and spit them out. She's using these fake names, and she's getting married to these wealthy people, and she's using these wealthy people and their sphere of influence that they have because they're naturally wealthy to further con and keep this along. And so she keeps chewing up these men, spitting them out, moving them on, disappearing, new name, new game. And this is how she spends her time in the 1880s in America, is chewing these men up, spitting them out, getting paid, on to the next scheme, divorcing them, new husband, new game. And then she gets caught again. In 1889, she's convicted of forgery. She's sentenced to 9.5 years, but she's paroled in 1883. And immediately upon getting out, she assumes a new identity. She starts calling herself Miss Cassie Hoover, and she opens up this boarding house. And she's establishing herself as this righteous, good pillar of the community, a wealthy one, an heiress no less. And she's waiting, it's a spider's trap. She's waiting for the right man to take pity on her. And then a wealthy widower doctor named Leroy Chadwick falls into this trap. She's this gentle widow and she's running this respectable boarding house, and when she meets Leroy, she faints in his arms because she realizes she can't continue living this lifestyle. She just needs a man to love again. And the idiot takes her in. And this guy's pretty wealthy. So now she's Cassie Chadwick, and now she's in one of the biggest circles she's ever been in. Leroy's wealthy, and Leroy has a lot of connections. And somewhere in the late 1800s, early 1900s, she invents her best scam yet, and that is the Andrew Carnegie scam. On a visit to New York, she asks her husband's lawyer, they're together for some reason, she has to stop at Andrew Carnegie's place, this big building, because, well, guess what? She's Andrew Carnegie's long-lost daughter. It's a secret. Nobody knows, but she's Andrew Carnegie's bastard child. She's gonna get a fortune one day. That's where part of her money comes from. So she convinces the lawyer to stop over at the Carnegie building, and she's like, I need to go up and see Andrew myself, you know, because I'm his daughter. She just walks into the lobby. She hasn't waited in the car. She hangs out for like half an hour. She talks to like a housekeeper or something. She establishes herself as being in the building. She makes sure people see her, and she talks with such confidence, you know. People's like, well, obviously this person belongs here. Look at, they're just talking to all the staff. She goes back out, and she's like, yeah, I just went up and saw him. He says hello. Oh, did I not mention that I was Andrew Carnegie's long lost? Yeah. She goes on to claim that she has $7 million in promissory notes on the way to her. And banks back in Ohio just began to offer services and loans to her as advance on this inheritance that doesn't exist. Now, this scheme goes on for quite a while, and she had numerous opportunities to run off like a thief in the night and get away with it all, but she kept going back to the honeypot. And I think she actually cared about her husband because she sent him off to Europe as this scheme was really getting cooking. Her plan was she was going to go off to Europe and join him once she made off with all the money, but she kept going back to the honeypot. She kept getting more and more, and her lifestyle was so lavish. She was living dollar to dollar. The money would come in, the money would go out. She was living like a queen, but she was racking up incredible debt, and she was just borrowing money that she had no intention of paying back with promissory notes that didn't exist to keep funneling this lifestyle. Now, a few years into this con, 1903, 1904, this whole thing comes crashing down because they start investigating her. They see her original arrest records. They see her name is not Cassie Chadwick. This almost caused a financial disaster in the United States because so many banks had lent her so much money, it made people lose faith in banks. People also championed her when she got arrested. When this story broke, when she was arrested for forgery and fraud, people thought she was a hero. You know, a lot of it's actually very much like it is today with this hatred of the wealth. Very much the same thing. They were making products after her. They had this Cassie tonic that they were issuing at some drugstores that would give you the confidence of Cassie Chadwick. People were painting her likeness on dollar bills and calling it a Chadwick buck. It was just this incredible pop culture phenomenon through a criminal that the whole public rallied around. On March 10th of 1905, she was convicted of fraud. She was sentenced to 10 years in prison and ordered to pay a fine of $70,000. She died in prison just a few years later. She had a heart attack when she was 50. But the legacy of her deeds lives on, and I think it's just so fascinating that the public loved her. Despite the fact that she was a criminal, despite the fact that she was stealing so much money from people. I think it's even funnier, a number of people, I didn't mention this, a number of people she stole from didn't prosecute her because they were so embarrassed that they were taken advantage of by a girl that they just were like, I don't want anybody to know about that. So these, you guys, are available on pawnmanstore.com. There's only 20 of them. By the time you guys are watching this, I don't know how many I've sold, but that's Cassie Chadwick. Ain't she cool? All right, well, I can tell we got a full sterling set here. I appreciate these antiques, but like nobody wants these anymore.
Yeah, no.
All right, let me just go ahead and weigh all this up. This will not take me long. Okay, 715 on the silverware.
So these probably aren't worth anything.
No, they're worth a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
You got 20 bucks right here.
Okay.
So got some watches.
Okay. Those might take me a pinch longer. Let's see, I think these are probably all gold filled. Yeah, this is just the trace amount of gold. 75 bucks.
Okay.
That works.
Yeah.
Okay, 250 more.
Those are 50-cent pieces.
Some, I can see there's a few in here that are silver. You can tell, see that like little sandwich deal going on?
Yeah.
And then this one's not. Okay, yep, these are silver. Call it an even 50. So we got 50 bucks more on the coins.
That's
It
it.
does it? Look at that. 1,200.
Okay.
Okay.
Great.
We're gonna go through the watches. I suspect one of these watches is really expensive. Yeah, I guess to be continued. Let's see how we did on the watches. Sterling, there's some decent stuff. I'm probably gonna mail most of it down, but there's a few pieces that stood out to me. The gold's all scrap except this little baby ring right here. Little people love little baby rings. I bet there's $100 right here in this silly little ring.
He's a creepy old man in a windowless van who wants to babysit the con artist can.
All right, what do we got?
Barbados.
Oh, you don't say. Ugh. You see that Barbie movie?
No.
Snow Princess Barbie. Like ice and starlight, or snowflakes in flight, winter's perfect beauty in a dazzling world of white. I know she's on cocaine. How do you think I stay so skinny? Oof. Okay.
Nice.
These haven't been played with, right? No, you don't play with. Okay.
Brand
You
new.
fondle them? No.
Oh, you. Oh, yeah, there you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. Hey, good job, dude. Good job, dude.
There it is.
Good job, dude.
Couture Barbie. I'm a bitch. I don't want to take this out of the box. It's good shape.
I would like 35 a piece of them.
Oh, you know what? I want a Lamborghini. Between you and me, we'll see who gets there first. Okay, I see this exact one right here. Same everything as $34.99. So that would be 100% worth. So I can't do 35 on that. And I see this one at $27.10 with $10 shipping. Tell you what, I go 50 on the pair.
Give me 60. Give me 60. Let me have it. Give me 60.
I'll give you 60.
Oh, Evan. Oh, bless you.
Well, now now you're making me regret it.
Hey, Evan, can we go to church with me, Evan?
Ooh, that's not the thing to ask me.
I'm praying for you.
Pray all you like, but as Garrison Keillor said, a car sitting in a garage doesn't make it a better car. Sitting in a church doesn't make you a better human. Don't we just love him? I'm gonna do pretty well on this. I saw this at 150, and he's got the original Mattel boxes that these came in. This was a good deal. Low end, I'm gonna make probably 150 bucks on this deal. This one I couldn't even find. I found a version of it at 25 plus 10 shipping, but it the box was kind of destroyed, and this is brand brand new. I don't even want to dick with this because it's kind of a specific box. I want to rip it. So, all right, cha-ching. I gotta check them for blood spots though. Huh.